Saurabh Chaudhary was tipped to be one of the favorites, a wild card, so to speak, but at the same time, his rise in the field of sport shooting has been praised. Here we have the young man Saurabh Chaudhary, all of 16 years of age, and now a gold medal holder at the Jakarta Asiad for the year 2018, bagging the gold medal in the 10-meter pistol event. Yet another gold for India. A 16-year-old shooter Saurabh Chaudhary wins the gold in the 10-meter pistol event. For several days now, the entire part of South Karnataka has been reeling from the effects of floods, and the people have been displaced. Here we are learning of a story where 10 people stranded in Avandiyalli and Mukkodlu villages in Madikeri, nearby Madikeri, have been rescued. 10 people, including an elderly woman and an infant, a baby about a year and a half old. The rescue team under the leadership of Kutta Circle Inspector had to walk for 10 kilometers in order to rescue the stranded victims. This happened overnight through the morning, but they were able to get them all successfully outside. Brave effort from the police force and the brave victims walking alongside. 10 kilometers, they all walked together. Yeoman service by the rescue officials, the police personnel, and of course the army that has been providing all sorts of equipment as well. Here we see several of those rescued just brought out. A wonderful effort by our security forces, our rescue personnel. A whole 10 kilometers had to be traversed in order to reach them and bring them back to a safer area. These are visuals from late last night when the rescue efforts began. Here's an elderly woman who is being assisted by rescue personnel, and she is carried by piggyback. And it went through to dawn, and finally they reached a safe spot in full daylight, as you can see on the right of your screens. A soldier named K.U. Boparna took leave from duty in order to help with the flood relief and help victims of the flood in his home district of Kodagu. The soldier joined hands with the NEWS9 team in helping the flood victims. There he is in uniform, standing right there. In fact, we had spoken to him right here a couple of days ago at the loading junction, and there he is, taking leave for the service of his hometown. And there he is, providing human service, ensuring that the distribution and redistribution has been going well, doing everything he can. A wonderful effort by this brave soldier who joined News9 in his effort to help the flood victims. Well, we've been trying to get in touch with this brave soldier, K.U. Bopanna, but he is currently busy with relief supplies distribution and has requested that we speak to him another time. A commendable effort. He also said that he does not want his efforts to be highlighted or spoken about in a big way. Such is his humility, which we as citizens can only salute and commend. This is Subedar Major K.U. Bopanna, who has been doing this yeoman service. Now, while floods on one side are hampering the lives of people, many young children are also being kept away from education because of the very fact that their classrooms are inaccessible and they're not able to leave their relief centers. However, in order to help such students, classes are being conducted for these students at relief centers in Arantodu, which is in the taluk of Sulya. About 46 students are being taken care of. Teachers have come in and are helping them at least bridge something that they've been missing out over the last few days. Children of all ages.
ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕೇಂದ್ರದಿಂದ 48 ಜನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಂದಾಯಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ 48 ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಇವತ್ತು 12 ಜನ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಇದೇ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಈ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದವರು ಅರಂತೋಡು ಮತ್ತು ಸುಳ್ಯ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದವರನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರು ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 12 ಜನ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮೊದಲೇ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪಾಸ್ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಇದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರುವವರು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದೇ ಪಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರು ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸಂಪಾಜೆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗುವವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ವಾಹನ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಆದರೆ ಸಂಪಾಜೆಗೆ ಶಾಲೆ ಇವತ್ತು ರಜೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಗುರುವಾರ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದೇ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಗುರುವಾರದಿಂದ ಅವರನ್ನು ಆ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಿಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. UKG ಮತ್ತು LKG ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೆಕ್ಕಲ್ ಶಾಲೆ ಅಂತ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಶಾಲೆ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು 7 ಜನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಬೇರೆ ಇದ್ದಂಥ 15 ಮಕ್ಕಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಅರಂತೋಡು ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಹಿರಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಥಮಿಕ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಕಳಿಸುವಂಥ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಈಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕೇಂದ್ರ
ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ನಮಗೆ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಮಗೆ, ಶಾಲೆ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಖುಷಿ.
ಸಂಪಾಜೆ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಇವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸಂಪಾಜೆ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಈಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ.
Little children who have been separated from the schools, they are relieved. They're happy that they're getting some attention towards their education, that they're not missing out, and one must commend the teachers for the wonderful work that they're doing in ensuring that education is without gaps. But there are other stories such as this where some students are not as fortunate. We have a story of a high school student who wanted access to his house so that he could collect his books and his stationery, but was not allowed to do so. The residents are alleging that they're being treated like thieves looking to enter their own houses. But the other side of the story is perhaps it is a safety issue. The police are not allowing them to go past this barricade because the place might be inaccessible. There might be flooding, there may be risk of houses collapsing, and perhaps that is why this is happening. But of course, one can only be on the ground to understand the situation. But in addition to that, it's not just a young student. There are other residents who are looking to just get some of their personal effects, some valuables, free their cattle at the very least, and they're not allowed to go past this barricade. We have some reactions from around this area. Let's listen in.
ನಮ್ಮದು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಸುಳ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಡಿಕೇರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದರು, ನಮ್ಮದು ಬುಕ್ಸು ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಕಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಈಗ 25ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿಂದ ಮಡಿಕೇರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಸುಳ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ತರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಬಿಡಿ, ನಾವು ಲೋಕಲ್ ನೋಡಿ ID ಕಾರ್ಡು, ಆಧಾರ್ ಕಾರ್ಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಅವರು, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಬಿಡಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಗತ್ಯ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಸಾಕು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದರದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಥೆ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು ಸರ್? ನಮ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಯ್ತು. ಇವರು ಈಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬೇಕು ಸರ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು.
ಸುಳ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ತರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾರು ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವರು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬನ್ನಿ 10 ಗಂಟೆ ಬನ್ನಿ 11 ಗಂಟೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ?
ನಮಗೆ ಸರ್ ದನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಉಂಟು, ದನ ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ದನ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. ಅದು ಒಂದು ದನ ನಮಗೆ 1 ತಿಂಗಳ ಕರುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ದನ ಕರು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲದ್ರೆ ಆ ದನ ಹಾಳಾಗ್ತದೆ ಸರ್.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ಊರವರನ್ನಾದ್ರೂ ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ವಾ? ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಿಡಬೇಡ, ಊರವರನ್ನು ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ವಾ? ಅದೇ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೇ ಬಿಡುದಿಲ್ಲ.
ನಮ್ಮ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ಸ್ 2 ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಎಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 6 ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅವ್ರು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಯಾರಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ದೇವ್ರ ಕೊಲಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಹೋಗಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಸ್ ಐ ಹತ್ರ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬರೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಕಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಸ್ ಐ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ.
Meanwhile, in Madikeri, rescue operations are continuing despite rainfall that is intermittent but is causing visibility issues. So air support is not always possible. Army personnel and other security and rescue personnel are continuing their rescue operations, especially at Mannangeri and Jodupala. A trail of destruction has followed the heavy rains. This is what you're seeing, and the rains don't make it any easier. Here, newer river-type streams are being formed as well and causing a grave hindrance to accessibility. Our correspondent Suraj Suresh spoke to one family where one of the family members is missing. Let's understand further what the situation is on the ground.
Tons and tons of relief materials are reaching relief centers, and a lot of them have lost their families, have lost their houses and a lot of materials of their own. I have one such family who is waiting for their father to return. They have been waiting for the past 4-5 days now, and they have approached the district authorities, they have approached different police personnel to make sure that some information is given to them about their family member. But looks like none of the authorities have even bothered to reply back and even tell them as to what the situation is. Let's just go in and ask them what exactly has happened and how and what their situation was. ಅಮ್ಮ, ಇವಾಗ ಯಾವ ಊರಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ನೀವು? ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲಿ?
ಉದಯಗಿರಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು. ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಯಿತು, ಮನೆ, ಅದು ಆ ಗಾಡಿ ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮದು ಚಿನ್ನ ಬಣ್ಣ ಆಗಲಿ ಯಾವುದೊಂದು ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಲಿ, ನಾವು ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಆಗಲಿ ಯಾವುದೊಂದು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿ ಅವರು ಹೋದರು, ಅವರ ಬಾಡಿ ಯಾವುದೂ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿ ಈಗ ಯಾರು ಏನು ಅದನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಂತ ಯಾವುದೊಂದು ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಯಾರೇ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
ಇವಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರೇನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರ ವಯಸ್ಸು ಎಷ್ಟು?
ಇದು ಬಾಬು, ವಯಸ್ಸು 56.
ಇವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಬದುಕಿದಾರ ಸತ್ಯಾರ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ?
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬದುಕಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಬಂದೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಎಲ್ಲಿಯಾದ್ರೂ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕಲ್ದೇ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೆಟ್ಟನಾಗೆ ಆಗಿದೆ.
ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಮನೆ ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇವಾಗ ನಿನ್ನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮನೆ ಇರುವಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಿಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ದೊಡ್ಡಪ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕೆಳಗೆ ಇಳಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ 100 ಅಡಿ ಗುಂಡಿ ಇದೆ, ಇಳಿಯಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಬದುಕಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ಸೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅವತ್ತಿನ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವಿಸ್ತಾರವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಏನೇನಾಯ್ತು, ಹೆಂಗಿತ್ತು ಅವತ್ತಿನ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಅಂತ?
ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪನೇ ಮಣ್ಣು ಫಸ್ಟೇ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಬರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಊರವರೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಊರವರು ಖಾಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಖಾಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಖಾಲಿ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆನೂ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕಾಲು ಹಿಡಿದು ಕರ್ಕೊ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಇತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಅತ್ತೆ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದ. ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬರೋ ತನಕ ನಾನು ಮನೇಲೇ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಇವ್ರು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮನೇಲೇ ಇದ್ದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮನೆಗೂ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರ ಅಣ್ಣ, ಆದರೂ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಮನೇಲೇ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಮನೇಲೇ ಇದ್ರಂತೆ.
ಬಂದಿದೆ ಜಲಾವೃತವಾಗಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಮಣ್ಣು ಬರುವಾಗ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಲಿಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ವಿಷಯನೂ ತಿಳಿದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯವರು ಹೋಗಿದ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ. ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ, ನಮಗೆ ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಒಂದು ಜೀವನ ಉಳಿಸಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಉಳಿಸಿ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಬಾಡಿ ಆದರೂ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ ನಮಗೆ, ಆ ಥರ.
ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಮನವಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಇವಾಗ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟೀಸ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು, DC ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು, ಏನು ಮನವಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಮನವಿ
ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಉಂಟು, ಈಗ ಆಗುಂಟು ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು. ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು ನಮಗೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಅವರು ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದಷ್ಟು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದರೆ ಸಾಕು ನಮಗೆ. ಇಂಥ ಆಗುಂಟು ಇಂಥಲ್ಲಿ ಉಂಟು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಸಾಕು.
Now, this is the condition of a lot of families here. They have small kids, in fact, who are present here. How will they take care of the entire family now? They have been dependent on the bread bearer. Now the small kids like these have been rescued in these operations, and a lot of family members are awaiting their relatives, their own family members to return back. This is a heart-wrenching incident in all of the relief centers in and around Kodagu district. All we can do is just hope that their family members return, and we urge the district authorities to keep them informed. That is the least which can happen. Keep them informed and make sure that their family members return to them. With video journalist Devaya, this is Suraj for News9 from Kodagu.
Several heart-wrenching stories such as the one that we've just shown you. Family members gone missing, not accounted for. Perhaps they have been separated, and here we see the photograph. From what we understand, his name is OK Babu. He's 56 years of age, and perhaps has been separated. He wanted to stay back, and it does appear likely that rescue personnel just found him and may have taken him to another relief facility, but for want of communication or mobile phones, the family is not able to reach out to him. So that is what we've learned. It's unfortunate the families are separating this way, but that is certainly something that people can do without the separation, but it is an unfortunate consequence of such activities or that happen. There's such phenomena. Now, there was a report, several reports, the Gadgil report, the Kasturi Rangan report, all of which spoke about the erosion of the Western Ghats, the removal of trees, deforestation that can have long-term consequences. A big news has just come in. The state government has chosen to reject the Dr. Kasturi Rangan report. The centre had asked the state government to clarify its position on the report by the 17th of August. The Kasturi Rangan committee had submitted a report on preserving the Western Ghats ecology. The report had suggested measures including eviction of forest dwellers. Tribals and politicals had opposed the committee's recommendation. There has always been an argument about the felling of trees along the Western Ghats areas, considering that many of these trees were creating natural catchments and their removal would only lead to erosion of the Western Ghats, continuous landslides, and stagnating water as well. So here we have a report that has suggested that people have to be moved elsewhere so that the ecology of the Western Ghats is not disturbed. But having said that, there was a great deal of opposition among tribal communities, and it does appear that the state government has chosen to reject this on this basis that it is not feasible to displace people. Now, I have B.K. Singh, a retired PCCF, on the phone with me. Mr. Singh, thank you for speaking to us. Now, your immediate reaction to the state government's decision to reject the Kasturi Rangan report, please.
I suppose for the conservation of forest and wildlife, that is the primary focus now. The recent flood is also on account of our poor strategies in relation to the conservation, and it is necessary that we go extra mile in conserving our forests rather than doing the activities like mining, etc., and allowing certain things which are contrary to conservation. It is necessary that we review this report again and reconsider the whole thing.
Absolutely. Though there are certain parts of it which were considered objectionable from communities residing on these hills as well. The fact that displacing communities may not be an option here. How would you comment on that portion of it? Is that seemingly the primary reason for the rejection?
No, communities, the objection of the communities is that they would like to do mining close to the forest. So they would like to do certain activities, illegal, maybe removal of sand from the river bed, maybe certain activities like cutting of trees in private land without any government control. So, or if there are tree felling taking place on the fringes of sensitive areas, on the fringes of national parks, sanctuaries, and other Western Ghat areas, then probably some of these things we have to see which way it balances, because these things are definitely detrimental for the conservation, and we need to convince the local people that they should give up their protest and come and participate in conservation.
Absolutely. And in this particular case, what could the state government had done? They were asked to give a response by the 17th of August. Do you feel that the scrutiny of the report was inadequate?
Report cannot be found fault with, because what really happens is so far we have had too much of laxity that everything we have been accommodating in Western Ghats. As a result, we have gone on losing the forest, both the quality-wise and the quantity-wise. And it is high time that we change our strategy, and there's too much of laxity so far. Now let us have some rigidity in the interest of protection of forest, and then only the landscape will remain protected. Otherwise you will have landslide, you will have Kurg-like situation, you will have less water in the rivers, because all the rivers are starting from Western Ghats. All their tributaries are fed from different patches of forest from Western Ghats, different solar forests from Western Ghats. So the more we interfere, the more we will have some of these problems, and the rivers will go dry in summer, the landslides will increase during rainy season, and we will continue to have problems like this.
Absolutely. So in that case, do you feel, are you of the opinion that the state government has not studied this report adequately before rejecting it?
I think they have been under pressure from the local people. They have buckled under the pressure, and they did not want to displease, and they want to continue some of their developmental activities, especially mining, etc., especially sand mining and even underground mining, stone quarrying, etc. They want to continue unabated. So probably they are not accepting the report.
Right. Well, thank you, Mr. Singh, for speaking to us. That was retired PCCF BK Singh, giving us his opinion on the underlying issues. And the very fact that the Dr. Kasturi Rangan report has been rejected on grounds, as he was suggesting, of allowing for mining to be possible around the Ghat regions. And that is precisely what seems to have caused this large ecological disaster that is in formation. Meanwhile, while we're having the flood situation in Kodagu, Kerala is no better. It still is suffering. And Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan is speaking live right now. Let's listen in.
സർവകക്ഷിയോഗം വൈകുന്നേരം അതിന്റെ വിശദാംശങ്ങൾ നോക്കണം എന്താണെന്നുള്ളത്. നോക്കാം എന്താ അല്ല, ഇതിന്റെ ഇടയ്ക്ക് നമ്മൾ ഇതല്ലേ പ്രധാനമായിട്ട് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കുന്നത്. അത് പിന്നെ നോക്കാം. അല്ല, അതൊക്കെ കേന്ദ്ര ഗവൺമെന്റിനോട് ആവശ്യപ്പെടുന്ന കാര്യമാണ്. കേന്ദ്ര ഗവൺമെന്റിനോട് ചില പ്രത്യേക പാക്കേജിലൂടെ ചില കാര്യങ്ങൾ ആവശ്യപ്പെടുന്നുണ്ട്. ആ ആവശ്യത്തിൽ ചില വരുമാനം നമുക്ക് ലഭിക്കുന്നതിനുള്ള ചില നിർദ്ദേശങ്ങളുണ്ട്. അതിന്റെ വിശദാംശങ്ങൾ പിന്നീട് പറയാം. എല്ലാം വരട്ടെ, അതിന്റെ വിശദാംശങ്ങൾ പിന്നീട് പറയാം. പൊതുവിലുള്ള കാര്യം കൊടുക്കും. ശരി.
That was Pinarayi Vijayan, the Chief Minister of Kerala, speaking about the difficulties faced in relief, but that the people of Kerala are resilient and are ensuring that the work continues. Much of Kerala has been flooded. Just take a look at this one particular example. This is a multi-storied building and almost up to wheelbase depth of water if you're looking at a bus that is parked there. And relief supplies are being airdropped. Basic supplies, food, non-perishable food, drinking water, medication, bedding, all of that is being dropped as well, or being lowered if they are damageable.
ലോക സമൂഹം നമ്മോടൊപ്പമുണ്ട് എന്ന ഒരു കരുത്താണ് അതിന്റെ ഭാഗമായി നമുക്ക് ലഭിക്കുന്നത്. നമുക്ക് നല്ല കരുത്ത് പകരുന്ന ഒന്നാണ്. ലോക സമൂഹം നമ്മോടൊപ്പമുണ്ട് എന്ന ഒരു കരുത്താണ് അതിന്റെ ഭാഗമായി നമുക്ക് ലഭിക്കുന്നത്. നമുക്ക് നല്ല കരുത്ത് പകരുന്ന ഒന്നാണ്. ലോക സമൂഹം നമ്മോടൊപ്പമുണ്ട് എന്ന ഒരു കരുത്താണ് അതിന്റെ ഭാഗമായി നമുക്ക് ലഭിക്കുന്നത്. നമുക്ക് നല്ല കരുത്ത് പകരുന്ന ഒന്നാണ്. ലോക സമൂഹം നമ്മോടൊപ്പമുണ്ട് എന്ന ഒരു കരുത്താണ് അതിന്റെ ഭാഗമായി നമുക്ക് ലഭിക്കുന്നത്.
So that's the direction in which press conference is heading. Pinarayi Vijayan appealing for more funds from the centre, stating that there is an imminent need for more funds for relief, rebuilding and evacuation.
നമുക്ക് നല്ല കരുത്ത് പകരുന്ന ഒന്നാണ്. ലോക സമൂഹം നമ്മോടൊപ്പമുണ്ട് എന്ന ഒരു കരുത്ത്.
More big news coming in. Rescue operations underway at Jodupala and Devarakolli. 2 families and labourers of origin from Assam are stranded in both these villages. That's what we're coming to learn now. NDRF, fire and emergency personnel are involved in the continuous rescue operation. Continuous drizzling is hampering rescue operations. That's the latest coming in. Rescue operations are currently underway at Jodupala and Devarakolli. 2 families as well as labourers who have come in all the way from Assam are stranded in both the villages. NDRF, fire and emergency personnel are involved in the rescue operation, while continuous drizzling is hampering rescue operations. Visibility is low, but this has not deterred the rescue personnel. Work is continuing. Here we're seeing a zip lining of victims one by one, and they're just being drawn in using the zip line that are provided by the rescue personnel. This is a risky operation, but one that has to be done, and this is very difficult for the elderly to zip line across such a valley. Several persons, at least a dozen, have been rescued in such a manner. Well, this is the sight that you would see if you would enter the village of Jodupala on the left right now. Flooding everywhere. Houses completely inundated. And as you can see, rescue service personnel are on hand. They are rescuing people systematically, ziplining people across the valleys. 2 families still stranded. The rescue operations are currently underway. These are the latest visuals of that. One by one, they're being taken out, evacuated, and will eventually be taken to a nearby relief center in Madikeri. Now, people staying at relief centers are complaining of a lack of facilities. The victims are alleging that there is inequity in the distribution of relief material and are alleging that they are all being given one mat and one bedsheet for every 6 persons. In question, relief center staff have displayed a lax attitude. Take a look at this as an example.
ನೀವು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೀವು ಇಡೀ ತಗೊಂತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು ರಿಸಿಪ್ಟ್ ತಗೊಂತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗ್ತಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಅಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತಲೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟಿದ್ಯಾ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಹತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳಿಕ್ ತಲೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟಿದ್ಯಾ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳಿಕ್ ತಲೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟಿದ್ಯಾ ಇನ್ನೇನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರ ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದವ್ರು ಅಳದಿ ನಗಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಅವರು ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದವರು ನಗಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಅಳ್ಳಲೇಬೇಕು
This is on the basis of complaints from several victims of the flood who stated that there is an inequitable distribution of relief material. And here we have officials who are saying that that is not the case, but let's hear from one of the victims herself.
ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿರುಕಿ ಬಿದ್ದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಾವು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಬಂದೋ. ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಡ್ಶೀಟ್ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, DC ಇನ್ನೂ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನು DC ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ನಮಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾಳೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇರೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗಿ ನೀವು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಈ ಚಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗೋದಿ, ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ಸರ್. ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ದುಡ್ಡು ಹಣ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಸರ್. ನಾವು ಬೆಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಇಬ್ಬರು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ, ಇನ್ನು ಏನು ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ, DC ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, DC ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ. ನಾವೇನು ಇದ್ದವರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನಾವು ಪಾಪದವರು, ಬೆಟ್ಟದ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವ ಗತಿ ಸಹ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ನಮಗೆ ನಾವು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಒಂದು ಯಾರು ಬೆಡ್ಶೀಟ್ ಬಂದು ಒಂದು ಚಾಪೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಸರ್, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಲಗಿದ್ದು ಸರ್. ನಾವು ಈಗ ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಉಪಕಾರ ಸರ್. ನಾವು
Now, floods have been causing a great deal of disturbance in infrastructure as well. Railway tracks have been filled with mud, some stones, boulders that have fallen in as well. Landslides are a major consequence of heavy rains. These are sites from Hassan, where we can see bulldozers and earth-moving equipment engaged in clearing out these tracks. But one also has to test the strength of the tracks after such a landslide to ensure that there is no bending of the tracks as well that may potentially cause derailment of trains. In one particular instance, a train was stopped not far from where the landslide took place. Earth-moving equipment has been engaged, and this may cause several hours of delays in train schedules. Now, the amount of destruction caused in Madikeri has been captured on a drone camera. The drone camera visuals give a frightful journey of what has happened so far. Vast plantations razed, trees uprooted, water lies stagnating, giving rise to dangers of waterborne diseases. And that's a wrap on this edition of the Bulletin. Up next is a News9 special. Stay tuned.
The future of warfare is paved in exciting and even scary possibilities. Experts agree that in future, wars will be won by those nations that have the most destructive power in terms of missiles and systems that can deliver them. Such systems include, of course, supersonic bombers, multiple independently targeted re-entry vehicle or MIRVs that are missiles which can reach the edge of space in order to escape enemy radars and then can re-enter the atmosphere, diving back at dizzying speeds. But researchers in all the major powers, the US, China, Russia, and even India, are now thinking of missile-bearing aircraft that can travel at speeds that are unimaginable. We take a look at the latest developments.
Warfare experts agree that countries with the most powerful air forces, coupled with the most destructive and fast missiles, will win future wars. Unlike in the past, when large armies and armor-like tanks were considered to be the muscle of an army, the thinking has changed. That is why current warfare research is about building incredibly fast-traveling lightweight missiles, cruise or MIRV, that can hit targets before the enemy can even realize what is happening, leave alone stop them.